Yes, this is Kathleen with Kal-Ven Tag and Title Service located at 7000 Bel Air Road, Baltimore, Maryland. Zip code is 21206. Our phone number is 410-668-6000. Hours are Monday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday is 1 to 12 to 7. Website is www.kalventagtitle.com. Today I want to talk about, I'm pleading with Governor Hogan / MVA. I'm pleading to both of you to please allow us to have Maryland in transit plate. This will be good for people coming to Maryland to buy vehicles. It's not for Maryland residents. It will be strictly for out of state, meaning people who are coming to Maryland to buy cars. That way they will have something to drive home with. People who live in Maryland, it will not apply to them. We have our 30-day temp tag, which we will use. Dealers have got their 60-day temp tag that they give. Yes, theirs will stay the same, but our temp tags will be, our in-transit plate will be different. You make it different, it will not be the same as the dealers. It's gonna be a different color, or you could make it black and white, but it's gonna be, or maybe add a little color or Maryland flag to it. Okay, Maryland flag. Yeah, Maryland flag. You're free to add the Maryland flag to it, but it's gonna be paper. Like, yeah, paper plates. It's not gonna be hard plates. So I'm pleading with you, because it's gonna help tag and title people make some money. And at the same time, people will feel free. They'll be happy to come to Maryland to buy cars. You know, that way they like, when they buy, they have something to drive home with. They'll be happy. You will see a lot of people will come here to buy cars, you know, from individuals. When they buy from a dealer, dealer gives them their 60-day. But if they buy from an individual, that's when they come to a tag and title agent. The way, if you like, you don't have to you don't have to allow MVA to issue this in transit plate. It could only be strictly for tag and title agent, for us to make some money, you know, to help us pay our bills. Okay. If you want motor vehicle, yeah, motor vehicle is okay for motor vehicle to have them if you guys want, but it'll be strictly for tag and title people. This is my second video on this plea. I've made the first one, you know, showed you how it's gonna be, how it's gonna work, how we're gonna restrict it. That way, you know, the wrong people will not have this plate and it will not be abused. I beg you, this is gonna be good. As long as Maryland residents are not authorized to get this plate, there should be a flag. There should be a flag to stop anyone with a Maryland driver's license from getting this plate. So this will, okay, how will it work? Okay, people will come to Maryland, yeah, to Maryland to buy a car. When they buy a car, all they'll do is to present us, how do you want this, how do you want their paperwork to look? I'm gonna tell you. We'll make sure they have insurance from their states. They must have insurance from wherever state they live in. They must have, the title must be completed. I mean the assignment of ownership. Yeah, let me use one of my titles, you know, to show you what it will look like. Okay, this is a Maryland title. When they come into us, in order for us to process, we must make sure whoever is coming to us has got his or her name printed on the back of the title, how much they paid, the mileage, the signatures of both the seller and the buyer. If there are two sellers, we need the co-seller's signature. So we have them complete this form, and at the same time, yes, we make a, if there's a lien on the title, we must request for the lien release in order for us to register this vehicle. So if there's a lien here, like an institution name, we're gonna need the lien release, and then we're gonna need their driver's license and the insurance. Insurance must come from their state. If you want, yes, if you want, yeah, they must give us insurance from their state, and then the VIN number of this vehicle must be on that insurance that they're presenting to us. They can't give us their old insurance card and say, okay, the vehicle has been added. No, they have to call their insurance company, add the VIN number of the vehicle that they have just purchased on their policy, and then they give us the printout. So what we'll be needing to register these vehicles will be, we're gonna need the title. If there's a lien on it, we're gonna need the lien release, insurance, and their driver's license in order to do this. And once we have that information, the driver's license must not be Maryland. Maryland will be, there will be a block to block all Maryland residents. It will not be given to any Maryland resident, no matter what the situation is. A Maryland resident will expect you to go get 30 days. This will only apply to people coming to the state of Maryland to buy vehicles. So when I must have gotten the vehicle information, I've made a copy of the front and back of the title, and with the lien release, insurance, I must have a copy of their insurance from their state, and then the driver's license if you want to make a copy of the front and back. And then we issue them the in-transit plate, and then the receipt that will come off of it will be their temporary registration. Or maybe if there's a form, yeah, there must be a form. You make a new form, there's gonna be in-transit form whereby the customer will sign, date, and then we give them a receipt as to how much they paid us, and we must attach the receipt to the paperwork. That's how this is gonna work. And how do we, okay, if you want to give it to them for 20 days, that's fine. You want to give them up to like 45 days, it's okay. Up to 60 days. You make that decision as to how long you want this to be. If you want it to be like 2-3 days, that's okay. But whereby 2-3 days will not work is that if, let's say for some reason, they have purchased this vehicle and they are now waiting for the person that sold this vehicle to them to give them the title. Okay, anyway, when you come to us, if you don't have the title, we cannot issue plates. So you must have a title to come to us. So, okay, yeah, make it like 45 days. Between 45 days, say between 30 and 60. That way they have enough time to go to their state, do whatever they have to do. If they have to, you know, save money to register the vehicle, whatever they have to do. Some people don't like to register the vehicle immediately. They wait until probably the vehicle is near the expiration date of the temp tag that they have before they register the vehicle, because they want to use the opportunity to save money. So that would be a good idea. Governor Hogan, it would be a good deal. If you want, you're free to charge $30 for this plate, or $20 or $40, whatever you charge, and then Tag and Title we have enough space to make our own money. That way when people come to us, we have something to give them. A lot of people call us, you know, asking for an in-transit plate. This would be good, you know, because when they come here and they buy a car, you know, it's like they have to tow these vehicles to their state. It costs money for them to tow the vehicles, you know, to their state. This would be a good idea. It cannot be abused. Just the same way I've explained it to you. Maryland resident will not come to us. It will only be for out of state, and we can only issue this in transit plate once. It can only be one customer to one in transit plate. We cannot reprint. There should be a block that the system should have a block whereby when we try to reprint on that same VIN number, you know, you should ask for a reason, and if the reason, you're free to make an exception whereby if the reason is authentic, you know, then we call motor vehicle in order for them to leave the flag for us to issue another in transit plate. That's like maybe if they misplace the title for some reason, or maybe something is wrong with the registration and they're coming for a second one. So it must be an authentic reason. If you want, you're free to have them make a statement, and then we notarize it, and then we call MVA. If we give them, tell them that we have the statement here, a notarized statement, then MVA will leave the flag for them to get the second plate, you know, the second reprint. So that's all I will advise for that. So this would be a good idea. Like I said, it cannot be abused. If we put like blocks, you know, to like flag all Maryland customers, all Maryland residents, you know, they will not have access to they will not even, they can get the in-transit plate. They cannot get an in-transit plate. Another situation is like, yes, okay, they cannot get the in-transit plate. It will be strictly for out of state, and the licenses we're getting from these people must say out of state. If it doesn't say out of state, let the Tag and Title be held liable. And then another one is, if a customer comes to me to get an in-transit plate, and I've issued this in-transit plate based on all the criteria on all the things that I'm supposed to look for, such as the insurance, make sure it's from their state, and the title is properly assigned to the person coming to get plates. Let the tag and title be held liable if for some reason the customer decides to start driving that vehicle here in the state of Maryland. It's not my problem if they decide to stay here and be driving the vehicle. As long as they have given me all this information, the insurance is from the states of origin or where the license is from, and the title has been signed, everything, abided by everything, then there's no reason for me to be held accountable. If anything happens, it will be between them and the police. So that's all I have to say. This will be, you see how I've explained this the right way. That way Maryland people will not come here and be like, when they have a flag, they want to come here and be getting an in-transit plate. It will not work for them. So whatever be the situation, they have to go pay the fine. They have to get 30 days. Their system is different. This will be only for out-of-state people coming here to buy vehicles. It's a good idea. Money will be generated. Imagine 20 or how many, if you want to make it 30 or 40 people, they're willing to pay this money for them to have something to drive this vehicle to their states with. So please think about this. This is the second plea I'm making. This would be a good idea. It will bring money. I beg of you, we need it. We need it. This is something we need. I believe the previous in-transit plate, I don't know how you had it, like a paper plate. Maryland people were getting it. This one, Maryland people will not get this. Maryland will go get 30 days when they come to us. This is for people coming from out of state. The license must be out of state. These are the people I'll be giving this in-transit plate to. So this will be really, it will be a good idea. Any tag and title that does not comply should be fined. You give us the guidelines, you tell us what we do, how to process, we will abide by it. Anyone that goes contrary to it should be fined. So this is what I have to explain. This is something I'm begging you, please, MVA, you and Governor Hogan, all of you should sit down and think about this. This is a good idea. If you want, call me. I'm gonna come there when you're making that decision. Let me tell you how it's gonna run effectively and all the blocks or flags that we have to place where and where. Give me time to sit down and make out this proposal. I don't mind to write the proposal myself as to how this will work effectively here in the state of Maryland. I don't mind to write the proposal, and I'll tell you how it's going to work, how we're going to restrict people from abusing it. I will make you believe me. And once I give you my proposal, you have no other option than to allow you to make money for Maryland. This is a good idea, so please think about it. This is my second video. If I have to come to your office to convince you, either MV or Governor Hogan, I don't mind. I'll make appointments, write my proposal, and I come there and I explain to you how this proposal will work effectively here in the state of Maryland. This will help us. We want people coming here. We want their money. We want something that's going to encourage them to come here, buy our cars, and then they have something to drive home with. They'll be happy. Some of them will leave other states and be coming here, knowing that they have something to go drive home with instead of them towing. Towing will cost them a lot of money. So we don't need that for our customers. We want them to feel comfortable, feel like, yes, Maryland is a place for them to spend their money. So please think about it. If you need me to come there and emphasize more on how this will be effective here in the state of Maryland, please call me. My phone number is 410-668-6000. I'll let you know how I'm going to make it effective and how it's going to work, how it will not be abused. I promise you that. So all you have to do is call me, and then I'll come in there and explain to you further on how this will work. So thank you for watching. And anyone that will watch it that is close to Governor Hogan or that is close to MVA supervisor or the manager, overall manager, please send it to them. Let them watch it. This is something that I know is doable. That's going to work the way I've said it. So please contact me. I'm ready to come there and fight for tag and title agents, okay? We need to make some money. You guys have almost taken the whole business. Everything is done online now. So we're looking for other ways, where we can make our money. And this in transit is something that's going to help us make additional money. Because once you go online, people can do everything online. Probably they might not need us. So we're looking, we, Tag and Taro, or me and other people, we're looking for a way whereby we'll have other means. If people are renewing online, we have other avenues, where we can make our own money. So think about this. If you're not sure how it's gonna work, call me. Let me write you a proposal and I'll tell you how it's gonna work effectively with the way I'm going to propose this idea to you. So thank you for watching. Have a nice day.